Hi, I'm Ashok. I'm a graphic and motion graphic trainer from WebD School. Today, we're going to see the second part of Lightroom. Hope you guys have seen the first part. So let's start the session. So till last class, we have seen up to this color mixer option. So I hope that I have finished all this concept. How I'm just showing you about all this concept. And meanwhile, I just used another photo last time, but now I'm not going to use the same photograph. So I have changed the photograph right now. So I'll just give a quick version now. So I'm just going to go to something called color gradient here. So in this option, you may have something called highlight, mid-tone and shadows. So using this thing, you can able to easily change the RGB colors, mid-tone, highlights and shadows. So let me let me do a quick change. Okay. So first I'll just go to the basics here and I will just change the exposure here. I'm going to increase the exposure right now. Okay, not too much, and I'm going to change the temperature. So since this is something like a spiritual concept, so I'm going to change it to something like a golden hour, which is like a yellowish tones or the orangish tone or something like that. So let me increase the temperature to hot. Okay, that is warm temperature. So I'm going to adjust it to a little bit too warm so that you can able to easily see this concept here that the color has been giving some warmer tone here. So let's add a little bit of warm tone here, and as well as I'm just going to adjust the exposure here. I already done it, and now I'm going to adjust a little bit of contrast here. So let me do that quick fix. Okay. Okay, fine. So now I have just a little bit of tone here. So now you can see I given some artificial coloring and also brightness here. So let's go with the color grading right now. So from here only we're going to see the part 2. So color grading, which we're going to start. So color grading, I already told you that color grading has been divided into 3 different parts. That is highlight, midtone and shadow. Usually if you take lighting, the lighting always stands with these 3 type of tone degrees. So we can call it as like highlight, midtone and shadows. So now let's go to the highlight, which comes always the highlighted area of the particular photograph, which comes like where the light falls and where the light touches. So you can see the white tones and the brighter colors are called, not the colors, the brighter white tones are called highlights. So mid-tone is the thing which is between a highlight, that is a bright color, white, and with the shadow, in between the shadow. So in between this light and shadow, you have something called mid-tones, which will be having half of the white and half of the black also. So it will be adjusting. So you just keep in mind that it doesn't adjust only this white and black, it will adjust the colors also. So let's go to the highlight here first. So I have mid-tone here and highlight here, and I have a shadow here. So now you can see that highlight is just I'm just going to adjust it. So you can see the colors here. It's like greenish, yellowish, and no, all the color wheel concepts will be inside here. So I'm going to just click on the center button. So you can be having a small circle-like shape. So if I just move it like this, you can able to see when the circle is moving, you can see a small color tint has been changing inside the photograph, which you're going to see in the left hand side inside. So you can see now the total color will be something like a greenish tone now. Now the total color will be something like an reddish and pinkish and now bluish. So it goes like that. So we have already took something called a warmer tone. So there is no meaning that we want to use the green or blue or something, because it goes under cool color, right? So right, let's go with something called a warmer tone. So I'm going to use a little bit of yellow and orangish tone. Okay. So highlighted area only has the particular color, and if you go to the shadows, so shadows means it will comes around something like here and here and here. This place will be shadows and this place will be shadows. These are the areas will be shadow covered area, and even the dresses also. But it won't go with the black, and also it won't go with the black or pure white. The color won't be applying, right? So since you guys already know the white and black are not colors, right? So they are the maximum and minimum of a color. Yeah. So let's go with the shadows. If I'm going to adjust the shadows, if I go to increase it something, you can see that actually a little bit of shadows will be added with the particular color tone. Okay, since in my mind I have a small destination, just that the where the photograph color should go and stop. So my color photography should go and stop to a golden type of color, right? So let's go with the mid-tone. So mid-tone I'm going to adjust. You see all the mid-tones will be getting affected here. Okay, right. So let's go here. And next thing is called details. So in details, we have something called denoises. So if there is any ISOs or if there is any grains which is inside a photograph is when you're taking as a raw image. So at the time you can able to do something called denoising. Noise is nothing but the thing which when you take a low ISO, no, in the photography, when you use high ISOs, when it is in low light, so that time you will be getting something called noises which is present in a photograph. So that noises increases automatically, the quality of the photograph will get reduced. So here the software will actually it doesn't remove all the 100% of the grains which is in the photograph. Actually it helps you to reduce a little bit of noise actually. So let's click on this denoising thing. You see that actually it's applying the denoising concept. So it will manage to take a little bit of grains which is present in the image right now. So you can see a small loading page here. So let's wait it till it ends. Okay, so let's see that. Okay, so now actually some of my grains would have removed from here. Okay, because this is already a high quality image, so I think a 30 to 20% of grains would be there already. I think a 10% would have removed, so that it gives you a high quality image. Okay, so that you can able to see clearly here. Okay, so like this. And inside the denoise you can able to adjust how much particular, this is 50% of the denoise has been removed. That is, if you have 20% of denoise, automatically it will remove 10% of the denoise from the subject. So now details, and let's go to the lens correction. So this is the lens correction are called the concept which I told you in the last part itself. There is no need that you should use all the effect inside a single photograph. If you need, which and all effect you need, you can just use only that particular effect. If you go to the lens correction, there you can able to see some of the lens correction options, so that if you have any lens shakings or lens blur or anything like that, you may click on this. But now I don't have anything like that, so I'm not going to use that and show you, because it won't give you any effect. I can't able to show you anything because there will be no change inside it. So transformation, so you can able to do some transformation if the image is not taken as horizontally equally, horizontally straight or vertically straight, you can able to change. For example, if some photograph has been taken a little bit tilted way, so if that is a good photograph, so you don't want to miss that particular photograph, so you can use this transformation options to just crop it and turn it to the left or right. You can use scale the object or something, you can use it like that way. So now I'm not going to use it because see, I'll just show you. If I use scale it, you see that it will go on scale like that, and if I do the vertical thing, it will turn like this vertically, and horizontally I can do it like this. So some of the options, rotation and everything has been accepted here. So now I'm not going to use this thing. I'm going to reset everything because this is a good photograph, right? So I'm not going to deform it. So this will be coming under transformation. And if we go to this lens blur concept, so if you go to the lens blur, you see that already the camera has some lens, and using that aperture and the focal ring of the particular lens in the camera, they would have taken this photograph using that particular things, the blur of the particular image, the distance of the depth of the particular thing will be, the subject will be shown here. So if you want to do it a little bit computerized way, like a software, you are going to touch something in a lens blur, you can use this option. So this option, if you go here, you can see something like here. Just click on this apply, you can automatically, it will analyze the total photograph. Okay, so you want to give some time for the software to analyze it. So it will analyze automatically. What it will analyze is that in the totally the photograph, what are the subjects are there, how many subjects are there, and how many distance are there, like a depth, we call it as, like in professional way, we call it as like a depth, okay, between a subject. For example, you can see a small pillar like structure here, like steps here, and the distance between this lady here, the model here, and this particular steps, we can able to assume, no, we can able to assume a particular distance is there. So it will calculate all this thing. It is analyze and the distance between this lady and the statue and this statue to the monument in the backside. So no, the distance automatically it will analyze. Okay, so it will analyze automatically. You can see that actually you can able to blur amount can be increased. So if I increase the blur amount, you can clearly see that the blur has been applied to the backdrop. So now if I reduce it, you see that there is no blur has been applied to the background. So now you see this structure here and the building which is in the background, you see both are same. But if I increase this thing, what happens is that automatically you can see that this has been become very short and this has become very blur. So that what happens, automatically the visual illusion is showing that we have some more distance between that particular object in the front and the back. It will separate the foreground, midground and background actually. Okay, that's the concept. So that's what the concept is about. So here I'm not going to use that because the backdrop is the same subject here. So you should not use that concept actually. So like we have more type of blur options are here. Okay, you can use it if you need. This will be this can be very effective when you take some night photographies. No, some the serial bulb and all, no, the lights and all which we used for decoration purpose, for some festival purpose. If you take some the Diwali times and all, when you take some that lights and all, no, you want to use some lens blur effect, it can able to use it. So using the lens blur only, we can able to make something called bokeh effect. You can able to understand that thing. So just try it in the internet that you can able to easily understand that what is called bokeh effect. Okay, bokeh. Now after that, if you go to the effects here, you can able to see there are so many type of effects are here. So let's give a small amount of effects here. So let's increase it something. So you can see a small vignette effect has been applied. So if I increase the thing, the automatically the white space will be coming inside, and if I reduce the thing, automatically as usual the black will be coming here. So you may give a little bit of tone that it gives you something called a vintage photography or something. If you don't want that, let's better give it a normal thing. Now at last, something called calibration. The calibration is the overall color correction and the overall lighting which we gives here. So here the shadow things, tint, if you want to do something, I can adjust it. Okay, and if there any red primary, you can just increase the little bit of primary hues here. See the difference? Yeah. So already we have planned something like a warmer color. Okay, so that's one thing. And the green primary, red primary and blue primary. Red, green and blue is the three colors which we discussed in the last class, right? So red and green and blue. So you can use the red tone and you can use the greener tone as well as you can use the blue tone as well as. So that's the thing. The same thing which I taught you in the previous thing here. So which are all things we have learned in this tone curves and basic things and all we learned, right? So the same concept only we are going to use it. So I already told you Lightroom is not a big deal, no, it's not a big deal software, but it will be just when you learn this thing, this will come very handy for you. So blue tone, if I'm going to increase or decrease, you see that actually the color tone changes here. So now we can just calibrate the difference between. So we can now calibrate the difference between the image which I took inside and the image which was here. Now we see a little bit of difference what we made. Okay, so let's go to this option here, click on the Y, and this will be the before option you're going to see here, and this is the after option which you will see here. Okay, so see how much difference we have made. See, look at this one, how the quality of the photos came out. So this is the help of the raw only we can able to do it. Don't take it in JPEG if you want to do this type of the work we are watching. When you're going to do it as a freelance work or when you're going to do it as something like a commercial work, don't take it as a normal JPEG photo. Always take professionally like raw photos. Okay, right? So fine. This is the help. This is the uses of Lightroom actually. So overall, we have covered all the Lightroom concepts. So these are the effects are here. And another thing is that when you come to this option here in the top, we go to something called file. There is an option called export option. So using this export option, you can able to do all the concepts. Okay. And meanwhile, we have something here like go to file, exports, and you can just export it wherever you need. So export location can be given here. So specific folder, and I'm just going to go to this choose, and I will go with the documents and CC, select folder, and the format will be here. Which format you need, no, the which format you need, that you can take it like JPEG or PSD, even Photoshop format also taken when you bring it to Photoshop, and if you want to do some corrections in Photoshop, you can very well you can use it there. Or if you want to take it straight away to JPEG, fair enough, that's good. You can take it, and the quality can be increased like this to 100, and yeah, that's it. Let's just click on this export. It will just export your. You can see in the left top corner. It's finished, and after finishing, usually in Photoshop it will open for me. I have just put a setting like that, so you can see directly it will opens for me in the Photoshop. Okay, so when you're doing it in like this, you can able to see it outside. So I'm going to go to the documents. So inside the documents in CC, this was the old image, the raw footage which we used, and this was the corrected image which I created here. So you can use it in any of your commercial work. So this is Lightroom actually. So this is part 2 which we saw today. It's a little bit portion only, because overall I told you before itself the Lightroom is also a handy software, and it is a very small software which you can able to learn it within one day. Okay, that's very small software which you don't want any guidance or something. You just change the settings and you can see what are the changes are happening, so that it is very easy to learn, even though you can see this videos and you can able to learn quickly. Okay, so this is Ashok signing off. So see you in the next class with a new session. Thank you so much.